Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now, in 1920, in Paris, Texas, July the 6th, you had a situation that transpired. And it's a testimony to the understanding of the doctrine of this Bible, the Holy Bible, the Hebrew and the Greek scriptures 2,000 years ago. Now, first of all, you got to understand when somebody is put to death, when somebody is, killed or murdered, it's not just a accident, a mistake, and all of this kind of stuff. You got to understand what the scriptures say about these things. Now, when you go to, I think, 1 Samuel, you go to 1 Samuel, and I'm thinking the second chapter. Yeah, 1 Samuel, the second chapter, and you go to verse 6. It say, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So you understanding who orchestrating the situation. Now, in this situation, you got two individuals that's being put to death. You got the two Edomites who went in the house and busted in people's house and told them, y'all owe me for whatever I'm supplying to y'all or letting y'all work on my property, or y'all in debt to me. And they bust in the house, and the two sons put them to death who lived in the house, and then the two sons was put to death. So this whole situation was orchestrated, but it teaches you a lesson. See, that's the whole thing. Now, that was one precept. I'm gonna go on who, when somebody's being put to death, who is orchestrating. And Deuteronomy 32:39, it say, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So these individuals and the whole situation was orchestrated by the Most High Yahweh. Now, also, not only was he orchestrating the situation, but when you look at what you're supposed to do in that situation, that brings out another point, because individuals thinking that just because you feel like you was being done wrong in a situation, you supposed to react. Now, these are the children of Israel in this situation who've been punished. Now, they in their punishment mode. They was brought here to serve out a sentence. You see, a punishment, 400 plus year punishment for being disobedient to the Most High. He told them that if they disobey, he gonna put curses on them, and they curses was gonna be captivity. Now, you in captivity and you serving out your time, and your taskmaster or your slave master, he's putting you through something, because that's another part of the captivity. Let's read how these individuals who we was going into captivity, how was they gonna be acting? What kind of people was they gonna be? You see, what kind of people, and why would he send us to these type of people? Why would he send his children to these type of people? Now, and Deuteronomy 28:15 it tell you that if you disobey, he gonna put all the curses on you. He gonna make you be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. See, so he gonna put you in the field. Now, once you get in the field, in verse 49, he said, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar. So now he bringing a whole nother nation. You're going to be in the field and you're going to be working for a whole nother nation. And when you in the field working for this other nation, he say a nation of, in verse 50 of Deuteronomy 28, it say a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old nor show favor to the young. They got a fierce countenance, meaning they not gonna be no nice people. These are gonna be some wicked people, and you gonna be in captivity to them for being disobedient, and you gonna have to work in the field and be cursed, and you gonna be in a bad situation in that field. Now, while that's going on, see, you in punishment mode. He told you in Zephaniah, he gave you a rule to go by. It don't matter what the situation was. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, says the Lord, until the day that I rise up against the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. You see, a nation of fierce countenance. But he telling you, don't you mess with that nation of fierce countenance. I'm going to rise up against that nation of fierce countenance, and I'm going to put my anger on them, and the fire of my jealousy I'm going to put on them. You see, don't you do nothing. Wait on me. But see, that's what these two individuals, they didn't wait on the Most High. They took it into their hands. Oh, they throwing me and my family out the house and telling us to take off our clothes. We gonna get a shotgun and we gonna kill them. You see, that's when you done broke the rules. You done broke the contract and the covenant. Even the covenant of the law. The covenant of the curse of the law. See, the curse of the law, that's a contract that we signed with the Most High. In blood. You either going to be cursed or blessed. And that was the covenant that we made with the Most High. Now, when you go to Romans 13, he let you know. See, you can't, first of all, I don't believe the people understood that they was Israelite. But that's what the people's trying to insinuate. But I don't believe the people understood they was Israelites, first of all, and was following any laws with the Bible. But in Romans 13, he tell you straight up, without a doubt, if you got any powers over you, you better not do nothing. He say, for there is no power but of God, and the powers that are ordained of God. So God ordained these powers, because he told us, if we break his law, he gonna put a fierce nation over us. And it say, whosoever resists the power, see, whoever resists the power, resist the ordinance of God, and that they shall receive to themselves damnation. Clear operation. These people throwing you out of their situation, they could have a chain around your neck. They can have a chain around your neck. They can have you in the dungeon. But you're not in the dungeon. They just kicking you out of some house, which when you could have got on the bus and hit it. He didn't want them to get on the bus and hit it. They were trying to get away, but he went to shooting at them. Where you going? You ain't gonna get away from the situation, because this fierce nation own all of the states that you in territories where you at. You can't get away from the people. So you thinking you trying to run, you're gonna have to be under these people. But he still didn't shoot them. He shot at them when they was trying to leave. But these individuals got a shotgun and they shot the man and his son. Right there it says the two Negroes who last Friday shot and killed J.H. Hodges and his son Williams on their farm. That was their farm. That was their land. So somebody living on their land, and they putting the people to work. And so they put them to, they told them, you got to get out this house. Y'all owe me. You see. Now, if the son shooting at them, holding their head, when they trying to go, they still could have waited and snuck away another day. They don't took it unto themselves. We gonna resist this power on a whole nother level. We gonna resist the power so hard, we gonna put the peoples to death. Now, what's come after that? See, that's when the Most High stepping in. Because first of all, he done told you to wait on him and not to retaliate against these individuals. Now, when you go to verse 4 of Romans 13, he let you know. He say, for he is a minister of God for the good, if you do what these people telling you to do, because that's why I sent them. But if thou do that which is evil, murder, see, in the law, you can't murder nobody. You can't murder the enemy. He didn't give us a law or a right to murder the enemy. He didn't give us a commandment saying we can murder the enemy. That is not something he allowed us to do, to go murder the enemy. In our law, we can't go murder the enemy or the other nation, the heathen. Just can't go up there and murder the heathen. Especially if you're in captivity. Maybe if we got our kingdom in our homeland, but you ain't in the homeland, you in captivity, and you can't murder the people that you're in captivity with. That just, you can't do that. So he say in verse 4, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. You see, that's why when they took these two individuals that did evil and murdered these two men, not only was they supposed to be afraid, the other Negroes, the Israelites in that town, all of them was gonna be afraid, and they still afraid to this day, because he say, for he beareth not the sword in vain. He didn't bear the sword in vain. He gave them the sword. First of all, they were supposed to rule by the sword according to Genesis 27, 40 or 40, 41. Genesis 27, 40. He told them they're gonna rule by the sword. Not only is you gonna rule by the sword, this is the same nation that he sent to put the children of Israel into captivity. So he said, he beareth not the sword in vain. He gave him the sword for that specific reason. That was the specific plan he was going to have. For he is the minister of God, a revenger, to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. You see? And so when they put these two people to death, you ain't understanding the rules in the game. See? You ain't understanding the rules in the game. You just can't go against the powers and put people to death. You ain't gonna do that. If you put them people to death, he told you, just like in verse 4, Romans 13:4, be afraid, because I didn't give him this sword for no reason. He beareth not the sword in vain. I gave him a sword so nobody can mess with him. Even this, that goes back to Cain, the spirit of Cain. Esau ain't nothing but the spirit of Cain. Now let's go back to Cain real quick. I'm going to end on that and see What did he tell these people about Cain? I think it's chapter 4, Genesis chapter 4, and see what Cain was afraid of. Now, 4 chapter, verse 13. Verse 13, let's start with Cain, what did Cain get to talking about? And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. You see, he done murdered somebody, and he's scared. But guess what the Lord told him? At 15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, revenge shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain. That's this leprosy that Esau got. Clean leprosy from head to toe. That any finding him should kill him. He put a point of leprosy from head to toe to let you know, you finna get revenge sevenfold. So they shot these two men, but when the revenge that was put on them, and that's what he told them in Romans 13 chapter 4, they gonna be a avenger of the Lord on those who doing evil, those who fighting against the slave master that I set up. I set the slave master up for your punishment, and you put them to death. That's evil. And so, just like he said with Cain, anybody messing with Cain, you gonna get vengeance put on you sevenfold. And that's what happened. These two people, the mob, they went to jail, but it ain't that to see the jail. These people that is gonna set the laws. The Most High set the laws. So when you put somebody to death and you're in captivity, and you put the people to death that had you in captivity, now you finna get sevenfold punishment. That's why the mob came and snatched them out of jail and put him to death. And don't think burning them was something. Just to get on the point, because that's how they was put to death. They put oil on them and burnt them to a crisp and ran them through the city 2 times. Now, let's see what happens to a woman. Let's see what God would do to the woman. Just to bring out the point of they burnt them and ran them through the city. Oh, the white man is so he's so cruel and all this kind of stuff. Let's see what the Most High do to these women. And Leviticus 21 verse 9. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father, she shall be burnt with fire. You see that? She shall be burnt with fire. And so this is the situation. The Most High don't play no game. That burning with fire, that's something that he do. That's an operation of his. And this the law that came down on Mount Sinai with Moses. With the finger of God, the angels either probably brought the message, because they the messengers. That a woman, a daughter, no matter what kind of dang on age she running with, she running out here playing the whore, she got to be burnt with fire, man. We gonna do them just like these two individuals was burnt, 2 burnt Negroes at the stake. She playing the whore, she gonna get done just like that. They gonna put some oil on her, or they just gonna put her on a stake and put fire up under her behind, and she gonna be burnt to a crisp just like these 2 individuals for killing their slave master. After you've been released to a different kind of slavery, you don't got the chain on your neck, and the people don't own you, so to say, they don't own you, you know, you still can move around and do some different things. You got a little bit more free, you got a little bit more liberty, you know, to operate. But the ones that's over you at the time, they get angry with you and embarrass you, you know, and you put them to death. Oh, punishment sevenfold with fire, burnt with fire. And so weak individuals, you know, people that want to talk about they, you know, they not no cowards and all that. See, it ain't about none of that crap. When it comes to the Most High, you in His movie, you in His you watching the theater. That's where God come from. I mean, the word theos, Salakia. And so these individuals, man, they looking at these stories and they not even considering the whole story, the whole picture. And that's the doctrine of the Bible, man. You got to understand how God operating to even know what's how to look at a situation. If you don't know how He moving and the rules that He playing by, you looking at a situation like, oh, that's just more, these people just right here. No, these people just killed somebody, man. That's just a punishment that happened to somebody that killed their slave, man. You not finna get away. You not finna just go to jail and sit in the jail and rot. Them people can burn you to the stake. And that's just what they did. And the Most High orchestrated the whole situation to teach a lesson. We don't supposed to be getting gunned and trying to defend ourselves in our punishment. We gonna get saved out of the punishment. That's why He told us in Zephaniah 3:8 to wait upon Him. He gonna rise up and free us. We ain't the designated savior of our people. He didn't designate us to save ourselves. But that's what they preaching, and that's false doctrine. It's too many precepts to let you know that you got to wait on the Lord. The Lord is your refuge. Why He gonna be your refuge if you gonna save yourself? You don't need no refuge if you got to save yourself. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem and Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace is the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.